This is Kay Kritiques. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Kay Kritiques, where we discuss all things South African television. The boys are back with a banger. Season 2 of Adulting is here. So without any further ramblings, let us get into Adulting Season 2 Episode 1 and 2. So you guys already know how we do this. I'm gonna go through the boys individually and their individual storylines, and we are going to start off with Vuyani, because I feel like Vuyani in these 2 episodes didn't really have a lot of plot points to go off of. He wasn't even in the episodes most of the time. He barely got any screen time. The season actually starts off with Eric coming out of jail, and we find out that it's been a year since he's been in jail. So while they are busy updating Eric on everything that's been going on, we as the viewers are also getting just a recap of what has been going on while they were off screen. So they're just catching us up to what life is like today. So Vuyani actually has a serious girlfriend now. Her name is Zelda. He's in a committed relationship. He seems happy, I'm not gonna lie. He has a new job where he's a personal trainer. And in my head I was wondering, okay, but what happened to the sugar mama? Because in season 1, when it ended off, in the last episode, I think episode 8, he had met a new sugar mama while he was working at that shop, the retail shop. Are they still gonna update us? Are we still gonna see what happened with the lady, or what's going on, right? If you did watch my season 1 reviews, you would know that I had kind of a soft spot for Vuyani, and I really wanted him to get serious about life. I wanted him to work on himself and love himself and find himself a bit more, because he was in an abusive relationship in season 1 with that other sugar mama. Like, that situation was toxic, it was abusive. There was a very odd power dynamic with the minister. So I was really kind of disappointed when he found another sugar mama. When he was actually getting his life together, he was working, standing by himself, went back home and making amends with his dad, and then he just went and got another sugar mama. So I was very confused, but I am happy for him. If he's happy, I'm happy. I mean, he seems happy, he's making an honest living, everything is going well for him. He even introduced the girlfriend Uzalda to his family and even his dad, because one thing about his dad, in season 1, his dad was not cutting him any slack. He was telling him his business. So I was very happy. The dad is also happy. He seems happy. But then he asked him, Vuyani, what are your intentions with this lady? I mean, she's beautiful, she's educated. Like, what are your intentions here? And Vuyani's like, oh, we're just talking, getting to know each other. But when he talks to his friends, he's like, oh, I'm married, I'm with my wife, family commitments, blah blah blah. But then with his dad, he's like, oh, we're just getting to know each other. And his dad actually told him, because you know what, there are men out there who would appreciate and love her and will actually snatch her from you, because you don't know what you want. You're not sure about where your life is going. So do you think that this lady is gonna stick around for that? And you could see that he did have some insecurity about that, and I'm thinking maybe it also has to do with his past, because he was also in it for the bag at some point with all these other women. So obviously if there's someone out there with the bigger bag, with the better body or whatever, he then moved on to that person, which is what I'm assuming happened in his past. So maybe he has that bit of insecurity of, okay, if I used to do that, maybe she'll also leave me for a better man, you know. And I think it also has some insecurity of maybe he's not where he wants to be. Maybe he hasn't achieved a lot of things and he doesn't feel like he's good enough for her, because she's a lawyer, she's smart, she's beautiful, she comes from a good family. So it's kind of tricky, but we'll see where Vuyani's storyline goes. I really do hope that they do justice for him, because I really do have a soft spot for Vuyani. Justice for Vuyani, like, let him be happy, because he's the most stable out of these 4, which is shocking, because last season it was Bonga. Speaking of Bonga, let us get into the mess with Bonga Tembe. For my own sake, we find out that he now has his own company and he got a tender, I think building or painting schools, can't quite remember, And we also see that he's still feuding with Nkanyezi's brother. Like, they still have some beef, obviously, because Bonga kind of sort of broke Nkanyezi's heart, played with her. But I don't think Bonga is over Nkanyezi. I think he's using his womanizing ways, because he's back to being a womanizer. He calls himself a sex machine. He's sleeping with girls left, right, and center. And obviously, the money that he gets from his business also allows him to do that. Like, when you have money, the world is your oyster at the end of the day. So I think he's using that just to cover up his heartbreak. Because when he meets Ubutle at the club after a business meeting, she was on her way to Dubai. He asked her to move her flight back. He buys her another flight. He's like, let's chill, let's go home, blah blah blah. And as they're leaving, he actually sees Nkanyezi in the same club with another man, and she's laughing and she seems happy, and you can literally feel his heart breaking. Like, I heard his heart ripping apart, I'm telling you. So I don't think he's over her. But anyways, he's using Butle as a distraction, and she's even more emotionally unavailable now. At least in season 1, he was bearable. He was just a playboy. In this season, in just these 2 episodes, he is a menace. The way he's treating women is disturbing to me. Like, he just treats Ubutle like a piece of meat. Like, you pursued me, you even made me cancel my flight to Dubai, and then you're gonna treat me like crap? Nah, Bonga needs to catch hands, honestly. And I don't know if it's still an issue of his father abandoning him, or what's the story, because in season 1 I had developed the theory that because his dad wasn't around and his dad actually broke his mom's heart, he was probably cheating, he was a deadbeat, he wasn't around as much. That shaped Ubonga to be like, okay, I'm never gonna allow people to get close to me, and I'm not gonna get close to anyone. I don't want to commit myself to somebody. But then he met Nkanyezi, and that changed a bit, and I thought maybe they would work things out to where he actually realizes where his problems or his fear of commitment, fear of attachment actually comes from. But then that didn't happen. They ended up breaking up. But I feel like he's even worse now. He's still heartbroken over Nkanyezi, so he's using these women just to get over her, not really because he sees them as people, which is very disturbing to me. Like, a bit cringe. It gives me the ick a bit. I also feel like Butle is partly to blame. Like, girl, can't you catch a hint? This guy clearly doesn't want you. Like, the way he talks to you, the way he treats you, it doesn't show that he wants you. And he's only using you for sex. And she discovers that, and she goes crazy in his house, drops his vase that he got in France. She's going crazy, and Ubonga's like, hey, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Hey, you need to leave. I'm gonna call you an Uber. She gets even more angry, but then she changes her mind. She's like, okay, I'm sorry, Bonga, I'm sorry. I don't want to catch an Uber. I want to sit here with you. Bonga's like, listen, I had to work. I told you before we left here that I had to go to work, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, Butle, girl, love yourself. Like, just catch a hint. This guy doesn't want you. Why are you chasing after him? Rest. But that was that on Bonga. Wasn't really a lot of plot points, not really a lot to talk about, honestly, but it's still the beginning of the season, so I feel like it's just gonna be a build up, and hopefully in the next few episodes he actually stops sleeping around a bit after this Butle situation. I feel like he needs to just go on a celibacy journey where he just doesn't interact with women and just works on himself and deals with the breakup and the heartbreak, and not be in denial and shove his feelings down. Bonga, do better. And then we have my fave, Utsiki. Yes, like I said, Eric is now out of prison. They take him to a strip club. So the day he comes out, they like, let's go out to celebrate. They take him to a strip club. Bonga even pays for some extracurricular activities. He's like, you've been in jail for so long and all of that. They actually get into a fight. Like, your first day out of prison and you're getting into a fight. Weird vibes, but the other guys started it. Like, it wasn't their fault. They were provoked. And actually, he was defending Vuyani, so we're gonna cut him some slack. But I'm just like, you just got out of prison. Do you wanna go back? You should have just mediated the situation and let it go. He then goes to the Eastern Cape because he wants to get Ncumisa back. He wants to raise Ncumisa. Natasha's mom refuses, which I get. I'm with Natasha's mom on this one. Like, Eric, you need to go and get your life together. You need to get a stable job, a stable income. You need to at least have 6 months of stability before you can actually decide to take this child and bring them back to your home, because who is going to raise this child? And it's like, my mom is there. And it's like, oh, so you're not even gonna raise the child yourself. Your mom is gonna be the one raising this child. So it's like, Eric, you need to get yourself in order, get your things in order before you can actually decide to take Ncumisa back from the Eastern Cape, for my own sake. And another thing is, he still has anger issues, which is going to be his downfall, his Achilles heel. He's very quick to get angry, even when Natasha's family was making sense, like they had valid points. He was just going off the rails and exaggerating certain situations. It's like, sometimes you need to just be able to calm yourself down, look at things rationally. Even if you feel like you're in the right, just calm down and speak calmly, because you're only making things worse for yourself when you get angry, because now you look like the crazy one. So I think he still needs to work on his anger issues. And we see that he's still a mechanic. People are coming to him. Like this other guy, he smashed his car while he was drunk with the work vehicle and wants his car to get fixed. I feel like that client is gonna bring some trouble into Eric's life, and hopefully he doesn't go back to prison, but I feel like that guy is gonna bring trouble onto his doorstep. And we also see that the pastor wants him back in church, and that was a very weird conversation for me. Like, I understand you guys wanting him to get on the right track, wanting him to come back to church. Allow people to come to God for themselves, not because you're pressuring them, because they're like, oh, the brethren or the people in the church, if they need their cars fixed, we would want you to fix their cars, but on one condition: you have to come to church. Get out of here. Like, I was weirded out and very confused by that conversation, because I'm like, what type of discipleship is this? If you want customers for your business, we're only gonna give them to you if you come to our church. It was very, very confusing to me, very weird, but maybe I don't know. Like, it's a minor detail, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why. In episode 2, we actually find out through Bonga he hasn't even paid damages for Ncumisa, and I'm like, this just proves our point that you need to actually get your life back in order before you can even say you want her to stay with you. Like, you need to do things right traditionally first. And then also in season 2, we have this new woman. She comes in with a bang, with the drama. Like, her name is Thembinkosi, and she's played by Nhlanhla. She's this new woman. She throws this lady in the pool, and I actually have a bad feeling about this lady. I feel like she's just gonna bring havoc into Eric's life. Eric, I feel like his main focus should be getting Ncumisa back, and I feel like everything else is just gonna distract him. Either that, or this lady is gonna be very mean to Ncumisa when Ncumisa comes. But she seems like a nice lady, but her demeanor didn't really give me good vibes. Like, she's very violent, she's very, very quick to get angry as well, recklessness, and I don't think that's a good fit for Eric. I feel like Eric needs somebody who's gonna calm him down. But anyways, that was all on Eric. And last but not least, oh my gosh, let me tell y'all something. If Mpho has 100 haters, I am one of them. If he has 10 haters, I am one of them. If he has 1 hater, I am that hater. If Mpho doesn't have haters, that means I'm dead. It means I'm dead, because what in the hell is this mess? What is this mess? So Mpho, he's been going to therapy with Uzi too. They're trying to fix things, and they actually practicing this thing called radical honesty, where whatever they're feeling, whatever they're thinking, whatever, even if it hurts the other person's feelings, they have decided that they're going to practice just being honest with each other no matter what. But now we have a huge problem. It's the fact that not only is Mpho's past back to bite him in the butt, the past comes with extra baggage. Upalisa, the lady, his side chick, the one who was the glue that was holding his marriage together. The glue that was holding his marriage together, she's back in the picture and she's claiming that Mpho impregnated her. Now, the problem is, okay, Mpho is now working things out and trying to build trust with Uzithulele. They're going to therapy. Things are a bit shaky right now because it does take a long time for trust to rebuild in a relationship, especially with cheating, like infidelity. He still has a lot of work to do. So this is gonna throw a spanner in the works, because for as much as he cheated with Upalisa prior to them fixing things, Zitu doesn't know that it was more than one woman. I think she only knows about that other lady. She doesn't know about Upalisa. So now when Mpho comes to say, "Lady that I cheated on you," word is coming back now to say that she's pregnant, and it's not the woman who came to the house, it's another woman. It's gonna be even more of a mess, because remember in episode 1 when they were dropping Mpho off in Bonga's brabs, Palisa was there and they all pretended that it was Vuyani's girlfriend. It's gonna make things worse. Now another problem that we have is that Mpho is denying being the father of this child. One thing about Mpho, menace. I feel like he's a worse menace than Ubonga, but at least Ubonga is single. Like, Mpho is not even taking accountability for his own actions. Like, these are the consequences of your actions. If you had never cheated on your wife, none of this would be happening. And Vuyani at some point is like, "You are a deadbeat," and he got so offended. He's like, "Hey, I'm not a deadbeat." You are. You're blocking Palisa's calls, you're denying paternity, you're not even trying to at least confirm the fact that this is not your child. Once you were having unprotected sex with this person for years, and the math is mathing, because you were having sex with her and then she got pregnant, and obviously to carry a baby is like 9 months to 10 months, and then she gave birth and the child was like how many months old, and now you're denying paternity. It could potentially be your child, and he's denying up and down. It was, she was probably sleeping with other people, having unprotected sex, and all his friends, Bonga, Eric, and Vuyani are like, okay, but did you have protected sex with her? Were you wearing a condom, or did you also have unprotected sex with her? Which is also another thing that's giving me the ick, because if Palisa was sleeping around with other people, because Palisa, the reason why she broke up with Mpho was because she was getting engaged, and she was like, I want a family, I want to have a child, and this is not going anywhere because you're married, you have your own kids, and you're never gonna leave your wife, so I'm leaving you. So she was probably even sleeping with other people, having unprotected sex with those other people, because Mpho, even he said, that girl doesn't like a condom, hey. So he could have potentially given Uzi to STDs. Ugh, man, this just made me angry all over again. I thought maybe, okay, if they're working things out, maybe we could move on. No, I'm just pissed all over again. And so Mpho is denying paternity of the child. He's like, hey, Palisa, why are you trying to ruin my marriage? Don't you love me? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he's such a gaslighter. He's such a manipulator, because the only person here who's the one ruining their marriage, it's you, because you're the one who cheated. And he's like, why did you marry him? We were happy, we had something good going, and then you dumped me because you wanted a family, and then I met this other girl and I was trying to replace you, and the psycho B word actually tried to ruin my marriage. Now I'm in therapy with my wife because of you. And I'm like, excuse me, Mpho. Is it because of Palisa that you and Zitu are in therapy, not because you couldn't keep it in your pants? This guy, you can't even rationalize some of the stuff that he's saying. Like, he's blaming Palisa for his problems when he's the one who's cheating on his own wife. He eventually is like, okay, I want a DNA test just to confirm that this child is mine. But then when he goes over there, he sees the child, and I'm thinking he suspects because his child saying it, the child almost looks like him, or it looks like his sons when they were younger as well. And even Eric was saying, see, this child looks like you, so stop denying this child is yours. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go. How is Zitu gonna react? But yeah, guys, that was Adulting season 2 episode 1 and 2. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are my thoughts on this new season? I feel like we have new drama. I really like that. I like the fact that they came back within the same year. They didn't really make us wait that long for a new season. Hopefully this season is at least 10 episodes. I don't know. They're probably going to keep it at 8 episodes, which is kind of a bummer. But anyways, Bonga needs to work out his problems with Nkanyezi, his heartbreak, and also just go on a celibacy journey. Mpho, you need to take accountability for your actions. And with Vuyani, he needs to get serious about Zelda and work on his insecurities as well. I want to see what happened with the sugar mama. How did that end? How did he meet Zelda? But I do have a feeling that he's probably still seeing sugar mamas on the side and cheating on Zelda, which would suck, but not something out of the ordinary, not something that I wouldn't expect from Vuyani. Wouldn't put it past him. Eric, I feel like Thembinkosi is going to be a very big problem. But I really do hope that he gets Ngomisa back. And I just wanted to wish you guys a happy new year. Happy 2024. I hope it brings prosperity, joy, peace, blessings, and miracles. May you guys get all the things that you desire. Let's keep pushing. Please do subscribe, like this video, share it if you care, and also comment down below what you enjoyed about Adulting season 2 episode 1 and 2. What are your predictions? And I will see you guys in the next one.